So, today, we remake the video, The Man Who Falls on a Spade, where the fall of Goy of its original title. It is an American series, 211 episodes over 5 seasons, created by Glenn and Larson, broadcast in France from September 19, 1982 on France 2. In Sunday, Martin 8th Street, broadcast in March 1995 on TF1, then on TV Bryce, and in 2008 on Direct 8. Colt Silvers. I talked to him. Major is an experienced stuntman in Hollywood, in the city of Los Angeles, and life in Los Angeles is fleshy when he's not shooting a movie. He's a bounty hunter. He's his friend Terry. Shannon enjoys Marquis, a position that gives him his missions. He is helped in his hunts for bandits by Howie Musson, played by Douglas Barr, his cousin, so also stuntman with Rooster. They have in their team Thursday, Bank played by Esther Thomas, his teammate Cascade Hughes, who is the strong and sexy woman of the gang and who does not hesitate to play her charms. The golf car is a pickup. Even it is that in 2500, White Side from 1981 and Run Deadline with the equipment pack will be great. They also used another GCK, 25 West Side, from 1980 with Haitian equipment packs. General Motors provided the cars at low prices during the series. Many second C and production pegs modified for the episodes were destroyed, but it created false connections between the stunt scenes and when they roll, because the vehicles were not 100% modified to look 100% like the original. To a secret compartment in the pickup was used to hide bad guys or weapons. But during the broadcast of the show, MPCA produced a model kit of the pickup GMC and Colt. General Motors supplied from the season 23 cars specially made for stunts with the engine in the middle position of the chassis just under the cabin seat. It made it possible to blow up the cars further and to pitch less in flight and especially to have less damage on landing to be able to reuse them. And at the end of the series, the remaining vehicles were sold at auction or as water in contests. And one of them was even sold on eBay in 2003. La Chaîne ABC. Do not hesitate to produce the series. The story of a Hollywood stuntman who is a bounty hunter. The evening did not interest them, and it was the demo of Willie Major's song, The Untold Steinman, that convinced them. But despite this, they considered taking Berthold for the role of Gold for a time before waking up to take the Major. The stunts of the credits come from several films such as The Adventures of the Poseidon, Skyrider, Silver Streak or Cannonball. That films of 20th Century Fox, and Fox will do the same thing in the series by using archival footage of their film for inserts in the episodes, such as a chase scene taken in the film, Race Against Hell. Colt Silver's cabin really existed. It is located on the hills of Hollywood and it belongs to David Somerville, one of the authors of the theme song. And the bathtub that sits outside the house is not an invention of the series. It was indeed there, in the garden, and the series was filmed in Santa Clarita, California. There was a crossover episode with the series Trauma Center. This series never aired in France. It's a kind of emergency series that has only 13 episodes. Written by Glenn and Larson, with Lou Ferrigno, and he appears in episode 2 of season 3 with his character of John 6. Lou Ferrigno will also appear in his role of Hulk in another episode, and he will have made 3 appearances in total in the series. The Man Who Falls to Spades. Episodes of the series are often pastiches of movies like war, espionage, science fiction, cowboys, or even musical movies. And every time Hobby buys a car, Colette will destroy it, and this is the fate reserved for the majority of cars in the series. And also every character in the series who loves classical music will ultimately turn out to be a villain. The Majors reprise his role as Colt Silvers for an off-road car commercial, the Honda Civic CR-V in 2007, and they will use the music and the flow of the credits to make their commercial. In one episode, Colt Silvers must play the stunt double of an actress who is none other than his ex-wife, Farrah. At this, she wanted to appear in the series to prove that she had separated on good terms with Kimmy Day, because their divorce made headlines in the celebrity press at the time. And the series has a Stuntman Howard Award in 1995 for the best aerial stunts awarded to Jeff Halberstadt. And here is the small list of gay stars who have passed in the series: James Coburn, Farrah Fawcett, Richard Burton, David Carradine, Jack Black, Anka Pohl, Tony Curtis, Richard Kell, Linda Evans, Don O, Tom Selleck, Lou Ferrigno, Hervé Villacais, Esther Leclerc, James Drury, Duck McClure, Jack Kelly, No Tram, Priscilla Presley, Stuart Granger, Sugar Ray Robinson, Andre Vigilant, Judith Barcy. She Comes the Toya Jackson and Roy Rogers. For toys where there are obviously many vehicles used in the series. Myself, I own the version A64 from Greenlight. There are figurines, there are radio-controlled cars, there is also a board game. MB, a beautiful briefcase and its small thermos bottle, a coat with the logo of the series on the back and the classic t-shirts, house posters, and everything else. So the series has a lot of choices on its merchant rising. So, rumors about the film adaptation have finally advanced and they should be released on February 28, 2024, date in quotes obviously. So it's a David Leitch movie, with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt in the lead roles. The guy does a lot of action movies, so it can be pretty good huh? We'll see. Don't judge until you've seen anything else. There is a comic book adaptation that was drawn by Gene Baggy for the English magazine Look and it was released from June 82 to October 1984 and I did not find if it was in French version. As are there, for that do not hesitate if I forget something, you can add it and there is an adaptation in video game by the British developer and the system released in 1984 on ZX Spectrum and Commodore 64. It's an action platform game, huh? It's aged well, not enough to whip a cat, nor your books. There are 3 annuals available with behind-the-scenes interviews of the show and stuff like that inside. The theme song is performed by The Insult, The Huntsman. It received a small success in the early 80s. It's Great Larson who wrote the lyrics with the help of Gail Johnson and David Somerville in the pilot of the series. She is credited to the Major, but in the episodes, credit will be given to Colt Silvers. And if you listen carefully, the Major slipped a small line to his ex-wife, Sarah Fawcett's. In France, the series started with its original credits, then it was replaced by a French version sung by and Simon, and on the 45 RPM, they credited Lionel Leroy, but this is a mistake. So much for this series, it remains pleasant to watch, despite the defects of the stunts where the car is destroyed at the end of the seals. But the image after it comes back is null. It's recurring flaws to this kind of series, huh? We see this in Sheriff, Scare Me, and 2000, but that does not prevent the viewing as many episodes are on YouTube in VO. There are also in VF, but the quality is not terrible for the DVD release. 20th Century Fox removed parts of the series in some episodes because of the copyright on the songs used, and on top of that, they only edited season 1 and only in English, so Ben has no DVD in French version. So if you want to see its System D on YouTube as I told you or on Dailymotion, I put all this in description as usual. Don't forget to check out my other videos, share, comment, and you can now join the channel to see the videos in advance and other bonuses. There are the super thanks that are activated. Think about it if you want to support the channel. I hope you like this remade version of the video, and if not, I tell you to another video. Bye bye.